Sure it did.
Okay.
What are you doing with your item builds? Like when I have when I play Abaddon, I
Hmm.
did now like my same scratch. I don't know if that's the correct word, but I did something like that. Just all items I could possibly buy on him.
Hmm.
And is there a possibility that I have the same thing for all my supports? Or what have you done with your supports and with your
I've just customized
offlane
them individually. I
individual?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I wish that there was a way to or I hope that I can find out a way to make them all the same because that would be really nice. But I've actually lately I've been switching to just not using the custom item sets and just using the shop because that's always the same, right? So like if you get rid of the suggested items, the shop is always the same and the items are always in the same spot no matter what.
So you're doing something like that?
Yeah, it's like a
I,
mix. I'm trying to transition into just using the shop though.
I don't see the system behind it sometimes.
Hmm. Oh,
Like,
it's because there isn't a very good one.
yeah, it's bad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like the damage items are grouped and some other things are grouped, but then it gets a little bit iffy. Um, yeah, I'm not really sure why.
Okay, so maybe I should go for that.
It's
Oh
an okay
shit.
try. You can also customize. So
But I think it makes more sense, or not more, but it's way less work if I do it like this, right?
right, yeah, because these items are never going to change. They will always be in the same spot, unless
Yeah.
more items get added or whatever.
But one patch ago, I also said they will never show my, they will never show the spawn boxes.
True, true. Okay, yeah, that's fair enough.
Nah, but you're right. Okay, gotcha. And if I want to change it, is there a possibility to do it here, or do I need to every time open up a game and pick my desert, pick my Jakiro, pick my disruptor?
Pardon? What do you mean?
Um, I try to find out where I can change these things without going into a game.
Hmm.
And what I could find out, I need to play an Abaddon, and I need to do that with my Abaddon when I play him,
Oh
instead of
yeah, yeah.
having a
Okay.
possibility to do it in this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can only do it in game.
Really? Okay.
I'm not sure, so I don't know on
Because in
that.
the old Dota it was possible, but not in Reborn now anymore.
Hmm. I can check, but I don't believe you actually can do anything about that. That's pretty
Okay,
surprising.
I just thought maybe you know that, but if you have the same answer like I have, then it's
Hmm.
fine. Okay.
Yep.
So I think I can leave this game now. So one bad news I have to give you, if you see it like this now, I was like
Hmm.
5.2, now I'm 538. I think
Oh, that's
I
rough.
have a really bad time at the moment.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And I'm sorry?
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry to hear that. Okay.
Yep.
No, that's fine.
All right.
And I would like to talk with you about some games.
Sure.
First game is the Slark game.
Okay.
Could you open it, please, and start sharing your screen?
Yes, I will do that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Should be working.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't need to see it. It's just about
Ah, sure.
my Slark. So
Okay.
I was by far the highest MMR in this game.
Mhm.
And we went for a tree lane because I thought Enchantress can pressure enough the offlane. And
Mm.
I was.
Okay.
What do you think? Might it be better to go for the ogre Enchantress?
Yeah, I don't think that. In general, you shouldn't go offlane as Slark.
No. Sorry. Enchantress go for the offlane and try to pressure their morph, and I went for the safe.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that
So
makes sense. Yeah, that's fine.
okay.
So they have Undying and Bounty, assuming. They could
Yeah.
have.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay. So they have a strong lane for sure, but it's not anything that you guys couldn't handle if you were playing well together. But naturally, it's a pub, so not guaranteed to play well.
Yeah.
Uh, I think that this is a fine decision. The problem is that these two heroes are really good at killing people who overextend. So I could see Skyrath or Ogre just feeding, and then the
Skyward
lane becomes
was
hard.
blood after 30 seconds.
Yeah. It's like he gets hit once by Bounty, and if Undying is near him, he dies. So
Yeah.
that makes
And
sense.
and BSJ's guide about Slark helped me
Mm.
really a lot. and I was sure, okay, I just need some levels, and then I really can start with something.
Yep.
But I wasn't sure about which item I need to go, and I decided to go for Senshin Yasha because they had, I think, 2 Yules on Lina. They had a Glimmer on Undying, and it was hard decision. I wasn't sure about it.
No, for sure. I think going the S and Y was fine.
But after that, what I need after that, it's not a
Yeah.
it's maybe a Skadi, but otherwise a BKB.
It would have to be a BKB, I think. I think the problem with this game is you need so many items in order to do your job effectively, because there are only a couple heroes that you're really good at killing, and that's like Lina when she doesn't have Yule's, Bounty if you can actually land a pounce on him, and Undying, sort of.
And Morphling and Quap is also shit against me.
Yeah, you can't do anything against those heroes.
I really need Abyssal later on, right?
Yeah, and you also need BKB, probably.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks to get it on Slark, but you do. I think this would have been an okay to go something like Treads Aquila Wand into Midas, and then S and Y, and then like Blink Dagger or something.
Really?
Yeah, I think this is just one of those games where it's not a great Slark game, so you need so many items in order to carry the game. I think going Midas would have been a better option. It's so hard to say though because they have so many nukers and they have a very strong lane against you. I think you just have to play like perfectly in order to win this game.
Okay.
Can't make any mistakes, and your farm needs to be like very good.
But otherwise, we have an Enchantress, and after 20 minutes, I made the call. Okay, let's 5-manning. Morphling is not able to fight, and I tried to play around the Quap ult. It was on cooldown, then they didn't went for mid, and yeah. Do you don't think that that's correct if I try to end it up earlier instead of going for late game against these heroes?
Oh, that's not a bad idea for sure.
Because Lina just fucked, or will just fuck our Enchantress.
It's not a bad idea, I think. They just have really strong team fight. Well, they have a lot of nuke damage, rather, not the best team fight. It's hard to do, I think, and I think if you're going to do this, you need to buy a mobility item, like a Blink Dagger or Shadow Blade.
Okay.
If you're going to fight early. Like, you run fairly quickly with Drum and S and Y, so you can catch up to people, but I think if you want to like win and end early, you need some way to start fights right away without them being able to escape. So I think going Blink would have been better. I'm not totally sure though, honestly.
So Senshin Yasha and Blink?
Yeah, I think that's a good item combination.
Okay.
Then after that, you could go, I don't know, like BKB is okay, but not great. I don't even think you can go BKB actually because they have Lina and Quap, and they have high physical damage. So I'm not sure, honestly. I think this is just a hard game.
And who outcarries who? Morphling outcarries me, right?
I think it depends, honestly. It just depends on like how the lanes went and like
Sure,
what
but-
heroes are playing against each other.
But in general, Morphling is harder than me, isn't he?
I
Also in
think you could
terms
argue
of-
that, yeah.
Who owns the support of the other team?
Yeah.
I think Morphling is just faster with his cannon.
No, I think Morphling is better late game. If
Okay.
you know, assuming that you're playing against or you're on an even playing field.
Sure. And I know we also need to consider the support and so on. But yeah,
Right.
I just was curious. Yeah, I wanted to play an AM first, but when I saw Undying and Bounty, otherwise they have Lina and Quap and also Morph. But I was sure with my team maybe we will have some trouble in terms of really. Yeah, with those, they are just not. Don't know how to play with an anti-mage many times, and then they start to flame me and so on. So
Yeah.
would it be maybe anti-mage better?
I don't think so. No, I think going for something a little more aggressive would be good. Like if Clinks comes to mind right away. It's pretty good against those heroes. It's kind of iffy against Bounty Hunter, but it's really good in lane.
Okay.
You could also go for Razor. That would be okay.
It was in random draft, so many heroes were not there.
Ah, okay. Well, that's different for sure.
I was just curious about anti-mage.
I don't think AM would. Well, I mean, if you can actually
They
go
have not
late
that
game.
much control about me, right?
Yeah, well, they can always buy hexes though, right? Like they have 2 natural hex buyers, so
Okay.
it's hard, I think. He would be okay though if you can get off the ground and get some items. It's tough though against Bounty Undying. I don't think that's a good idea, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, that was also my main reason why I didn't pick them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So Slark is close with that now.
Hmm.
Can we go for the next one?
Yeah, of course. Okay.
A question between that: when to buy a bottle for offlaners like Clock?
I do
Sometimes
not
you
buy
get-
bottle.
Just
Unless
not really.
yeah, unless you're like really smashing and you're getting like every CS in lane. I don't buy bottle.
Even when you don't get the first blood, double kill, something like that.
Well, then you're smashing lane, right?
Okay.
So
Then it
I
makes
mean,
sense.
yeah, if you have a ton of gold, then you can do it. But I find I need smaller items before that.
I think a
Yeah.
pro said once the bottle for offlaner can be like a Midas for the safe laner.
Really, somebody said that.
Yeah, it was fluff and stuff, I think.
I see. I don't agree with that actually. I don't think
Okay.
that's true. I find the opposite actually. Maybe it's a little different with, or before there was Iron Talon, but I would say that Iron Talon is the Midas of the offlane now.
Yeah, it was before. Sure. It was
Yeah.
before the last patches.
And also, bottle has been nerfed like many patches in a row, so you don't actually get too much regen out of it.
Okay, so you wouldn't argue that it's a good item for Clock or for offlaners?
I would argue that it's acceptable in situations where you're smashing lane, but I still wouldn't buy it honestly. I would buy like Urn of Shadows or something like that.
Okay. And what do you think about Dagger on Clockwork?
I've I've thought about this a little bit.
Sometimes it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, I consider buying it against like Queen of Pain because if you know Queen of Pain's natural response to getting cogged is to blink out. So if you can initiate with blink cogs, then you can hook after her. But it's interesting. I don't think I can give you a good enough answer on this, like because I haven't played with it enough myself.
But in general, it's not an item I should consider.
I can't recommend it to you, but I don't. I also can't say that you shouldn't consider it. Do you know what I mean? Like
Sure. Okay.
I have no negative or positive experiences with the item, so
Okay.
I can't give you an accurate
And
answer.
why do you suggest to go for Midas if you by yourself don't buy it that often?
What do you mean?
If I watched the Dota buff, and in the last
Mhm.
7 games you played the Midas a couple of times, but before
Yeah.
that games it doesn't look like for me that you buy it often.
Really?
Quite seldom.
Oh,
Vice
that's pretty
versa.
surprising. Okay. I'm not totally sure, honestly. I think it's a good item build. Um, honestly, I haven't been playing much Dota recently. Like as you can see, the last game I played was the 17th.
Okay.
So I couldn't give you a good answer for this. I still think it's an excellent item. Um, it might be slightly different because I play a lot of party games.
Yeah.
So it's not like matchmaking where I need to absolutely scale no matter what. Whereas in competitive games, like sometimes I absolutely need to get my Aghanim Scepter as quickly as possible. Whereas in pubs, like it doesn't matter as much. If that makes sense, I'm not sure if
Okay. Is that a
that answers
party
it.
MMR or is that your
Yeah, this is
solo?
party. This is
Okay.
party. So yeah, my solo is still high.
Okay. I was a little bit confused.
Yeah, yeah, I've been faking it all along.
Next time I will
Fooled
smash you
everyone.
down. So your Earthshaker guys was really interesting, by the way. Really good.
Oh, thank you.
Really good.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked it.
Okay. Tinker's Guild. Okay, can we check the last game? Sorry for that.
Oh yeah, sure.
Was
Okay.
an Abaddon game,
Yes. Okay.
and after that I thought Guardian Grease was a bad decision. I should have gone for
Mhm.
the Ente Magie. I don't know what's the name of this clock. And then
Cloak.
the
Cloak. Yeah.
pipe. Sorry. Do you think that pipe would be a good if I was position 5?
Yeah, pipe would be good here.
And
They
after
have
that
okay.
Aghanim Scepter?
After that, it depends. I think you could benefit, or your team would benefit from a force staff, mainly because like you have two heroes who are very immobile in Clinks and Invoker, and they have a Spectre who is going to chase them. You could also, you can mess around with like purging items too. Basically, like what I see on this team is they have a lot of cyclones. Like Brewmaster has a cyclone obviously, and CM has a purgeable CC with Frostbite, so you could go for a Diffusal, and that would be interesting. And you could purge your teammates out of Cyclone and Frostbite.
He always cycloned me.
Ah, okay.
So can I even then use it on me? I can, right?
You cannot, if you're cycloned.
Are you sure?
No, but I'm pretty sure. It doesn't make sense for you to be able to do that.
And if I use my ult?
Actually, I believe you should be purged if that happens.
Okay.
I want to test that right now, actually. I'll test it afterwards, so I don't waste your time. But yeah.
Would be nice if you can let me know then if it works.
Yeah, sure. I'll write it down
I
now.
know you can diffuse, you can purge people when they are cycloned. Used by Yules, I mean.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
not sure about.
I just wrote that so I'd remember.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, do we want to watch the first 10 or 15 minutes? Because I have so many replays, I would like to talk only about the big things with you.
Sure. Okay.
And I don't want to have a deep analysis or in-depth analysis.
Okay.
So just let me know if my rotations were okay and my items and so on.
Sure. I'll do my best. It usually takes me a little bit to pick out that kind of stuff, but
Yeah, sure.
I will look.
So somebody randomed immediately Chaos Knight, and then we needed to change our lanes, blah blah blah.
Mhm.
And I said, okay, Lion, go for the blink first, or just give me position 5. I said to him, and we went for offlane.
Okay. That seems okay. CK Abaddon offlane. That's not bad. It's good against their heroes for sure. They can't
Because
do
I
anything.
said Maiden cannot deal with us,
Yeah. No, for sure.
and we were sure that Lich is going to go bottom.
Yeah, this was a good decision. This was good.
So big play is coming on.
Yeah, that's really big actually. That's quite big for her. Okay.
Second big play, I see that she pulled.
Oh, you missed the last hit.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
No, that's still good though. That's good. So yeah, this decision was quite good for sure. I think you should be more aggressive right here though. You can just shield yourself and start hitting him. Like
But
you have
I
curse,
don't
so
want to mess up the creep equilibrium, but it's worth it then.
yeah. Well, you wouldn't mess it up too much in this case. Like basically you would only take the range creep aggro, or also you could, rather than going through here, you could just come through like this path here,
Okay.
and then run down. And then if Spectre runs to the creep wave, then Chaos Knight is there, and you guys can both hit her at the same time, and that's obviously worth it. It's a lot of
Okay.
damage.
I don't know if my shield pops up without taking any damage. Does it still hurt them then?
Do you mean if you shield and then 15 seconds pass?
Yeah.
And yeah, it does do damage still.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
First big play now. What am I doing?
I'm not sure. Okay.
I just wanted to be there for the counter initiation in case that somebody goes in.
Okay. Well, so let's talk about the initiation thing. My problem with this is like who is going to gank Invoker? It has to be CM, right? Or maybe I guess Lich could, but he's showing bottom. Panda could also, if he has boots, he could run around and try to thunderclap or something. But I don't think that Invoker is in a position where he can die here, so there's no reason for you to try to be defensive.
And even if they counter initiate on Lion.
Oh, so that's what you were waiting for. You were waiting for Lion to be initiated on.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
sure.
so counter initiated. Okay.
Not in case that somebody TPs.
Okay.
Only in case that somebody TPs and goes in to save the Zeus.
Mhm.
I thought maybe it makes sense if I shield somebody.
It's not bad. I mean, you don't have anything else to do, so I think it's okay.
Okay.
The opportunity cost of this, so like what you could have gotten instead of this is stacking once, but I think this is okay. My problem with it is like, even if somebody TPs in, unless one of you guys is tanking tower for whatever reason, there's no way you die. Yeah.
Already.
Well, pretty much, yeah. Unless like one of you runs under tower, right? Because like,
Okay.
if Invoker gets frostbitten by CM, it lasts 1.5 seconds at level 2. And Zeus, I don't even think he had much mana. Okay, no, so he could have gotten 2 spells off. Maybe let's call it like 3 to 4 spells off, including all the casts of Arc Lightning. I don't think Invoker even dies to that, to be honest.
But he's very likely that just dead, and I should see that, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And
Which
like,
camp? I'm sorry.
and also like, the Zeus is gonna die no matter what, unless somebody TPs, right? Or unless they mess it up or whatever. But also, your teammates cannot die if somebody TPs in. It's too hard for them to do that unless they tank tower hits, and there's no reason for them to do that. But yeah, okay. So you could have stacked this camp, or
for who?
yeah, I don't know. It's helpful for Clinks, but I mean,
you mean just even later on, even after 10 or 20 minutes? Because I thought, okay, this camp I don't want to stack it because I can farm it with my shield maybe.
Well, I mean that's not bad. I don't actually have a good answer for you for this. I guess like if you're thinking about this and you actually like thought about this in the game, then that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, and also like if Chaos Knight goes Iron Town, then it's not that beneficial to stack. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there wasn't anything else that you were missing out on in this case, so
okay.
I think it was fine.
So and later on, I decided to go for Iron Tail. Do you think that's okay as position 5, or is it too greedy and too?
Depends entirely on the game.
Okay.
If you're in a position where like you don't need to buy any wards, like you have plenty of vision and you have detection and smokes and everything like that, then it's okay to go for, I think.
Okay. I was so if we jump like 4 minutes ahead,
okay,
then I have like I think I bought a Urn of Shadows, and after that I feel like okay, no, that was not a good decision. So at first I think I went for mana boots. Yeah, I just wasn't sure what items I should buy, and yeah, I was so mad about myself, or not so mad, but I was a little bit shit. Why I don't know which items I should go.
Yeah, I think going Arcanes into Urn of Shadows is totally fine, and then Cloak. It's definitely a good pipe game.
Yeah, okay.
For certain, that's an extremely good item in this game. Also, Mech is totally fine too. Guardian Graves are not so fine because there's nothing to purge. There's no reason to get them really. Like the mana cost is nice, but you can just get Arcanes and Mech and then wait for Guardian Graves later.
Okay.
But yeah, I think like going Mech would be totally fine. Going Pipe would be completely fine. It'd be really good.
Okay.
Yeah, and Urna is fine as well. I think Urna is really good actually.
Okay, just for pushing, sustain.
Yeah, and a bit of damage. You can cancel Blink Daggers. It's especially good against Panda, because you know this guy goes Blink a lot. So.
And how to deal with the Panda Cyclone? Because I think he's after that game I thought like okay, he maybe is really a not bad counter to Abaddon if he just cycloned me the whole time.
Yeah, no, he's a traditional counter for sure. He's very commonly picked against core Abaddon when that was the thing. I think the only way you can deal with it now is by using your ult. I'm pretty sure you can do that.
Yeah, okay, but it just sucks.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the nice thing is that as a 5 Abaddon, you're not supposed to be like up in front and tanking anyway. Your job is to stay in the back and like shield people. So.
Okay, that helps me a lot. All right. And is it an Tranquil Boots game?
I would argue yes, but if you're going for mech, then no. Tranquil Boots are really nice, obviously, because of Zeus. But if you're going for mech, then you might as well just get Arcanes, because you don't have a big mana pool. So.
Tranquil Boots also okay for Spectre? Against Spectre?
Yeah, not as good though, because like her Haunt Illusions will break the Tranquil Boots, whereas Thunder God's Wrath will not.
Okay, I just thought maybe for the armor, but I don't need it that much, right?
Yeah, not so much. Spectre does a lot of like an okay amount of physical damage, but really most of the damage comes from Desolate and Radiance and everything else. So.
Okay, I have enough. Can we go to the next one?
Yep. Okay.
Are there many students who are like me? With
no. Nope. Okay. You're very unique in this regard. It's okay though. It makes it very easy for me, so that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. So Jakiro, did you want to download this one?
Not sure about that, but yeah, maybe we can just watch the first rotations. I really want to focus on early game, and when I'm a good player in early game, then I will focus with you on mid game. So that's my goal, or that's my approach at the moment.
Okay.
Do you think that makes sense?
Good. Yeah, no, I do. For sure.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, this looks fine. I did notice that you didn't buy a Veil, and I think that's okay. But I definitely recommend trying that if you play Jakiro.
Really?
Yeah. He does enough damage to justify it, in my opinion.
But I had problems with hitting my ice pass, not because I'm so unskilled, just because, okay, maybe because I'm unskilled, but the only thing I really contribute to fights is using my dual breath, and I think my ult didn't hit a single time really the enemy team. But otherwise we have the Sand King, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, your team has a lot of magic damage in all of these heroes, except for Legion Commander, but even then she can benefit a little bit from it. And you also have a lot of AoE control, and your Ice Path, Invoker spells, Duel, Burrow Strike. So I think you could get decent ults off this game. But yeah, Jakiro does a lot of magic damage, like, in general, so... Yeah, no, he does. Like, Dual Breath at max level does 400. Obviously not accounting for resist and everything, but yeah.
Yeah.
Liquid Fire does okay, but yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I don't need to go over this. It's basically just like, if you're level 1, don't run into Roche Pit. Unless, like...
I'm so bad. Oh, yeah. So at least I should group up with 2 or 3 people, and then I can go for it, but...
Yeah, sure. It's too risky to go for this, for sure.
I think I had my eyes in the top lane, in the top rune, and...
No, you don't.
Yeah, I got totally that it was wrong.
That's okay.
So is it okay if I run then first to the camp, since somebody is on top for supporting or for...
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. That's good. Especially since you can do the stack later as your hero, so it's, you know, it's really good. Okay, this blocks the camp, which is not good. Yeah, you...
No, it does not. It does not. I'm very sure.
Are you sure?
It's in the top of the red flowers, and it's very, very close. It's the closest moment, but I really have them in my mind, or I really have them studied.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's very, very close. It's exactly on the line, but it's safe.
Okay. I would like to check
I'm
this.
wrong, but I'm very sure.
Okay, I'd like to check. So let's talk about this, and then we can check after. Okay.
Just send me a second message.
Yeah, so I'll do that. Okay. Spawn box. Okay.
It's on the red flower, and you can place it 0.3 centimeters in the top of the red flower, and then it works.
Okay.
That's how I consider that. So now we went for a blink. Now we went for smoke. It was a bad timing, I think.
Yeah, I would agree.
Magnus was at the rune.
Okay. So let's look at this. Okay, so you start here, you get the ward, this is fine. When you guys... Okay, so you get this first. Okay, this is fine, never mind. So ignoring all of this, this is okay. You kill the creep camp, it's good. Okay, then you immediately smoke. So this is okay timing, but it's awkward because of the rune spawn. This is rough. Okay.
What means rough? Hard?
Hard, yeah.
Okay. So what to do now?
I'm not really sure, to be honest. That's why I'm trying to come up with a good example here. Basically, I think it's just weird because Magnus goes for the rune instead of Lina, when Lina has a empty bottle.
Yeah.
She also doesn't go for the bottom rune. I think...
What I could have done is just try to snipe the fucking courier around the 220 mark, right? If
yeah.
I see I cannot really kill something, then it's very likely that I can snipe the courier. I have a perfect position for it, right?
That's not bad. Yeah, if you had immediately ran to it, that would have been okay.
And
so...
I hope you can remember that I'm the courier sniper, right?
I cannot, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
I think in every single session I had so far one example where I sniped the courier.
No, I don't remember that. That's funny.
You actually said you want to have me in your team, but okay.
Alright. Okay, so yeah, that would have been a good option either way, because it is around that time when mids normally get their bottle.
Yeah.
Especially since this guy is bottle crowing, so yeah. I guess that's something you could do, is like look at their mid, decide if they get their bottle, are they going to need to bottle crow afterward? Depending on, like, you know, if they can go to runes or anything like that. So that's an okay way to look at it, I think.
And I could have placed an observer there, right?
Yes, that would have been good as well. Like either here or just up here is okay too.
There is no okay.
Or also right here.
Yeah, exactly there. Is that not better in the early stages?
It is better in this case because there's nobody on their team that's going to gank really, and also you know, it gives high ground vision. So right here is okay.
And
it's really
if
good.
there is somebody to gank, where I should have placed it then?
I think, I mean, this spot is okay too, but this spot is better if you, like, for whatever reason, if you think that they're going to smoke to do it. So if you think Lion is going to smoke around or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like a very specific thing. I think it's okay to do it in this spot in pubs, always.
Okay, alright. What I'm doing now, going back. So I thought I really need to have the second level because Echo said to me I need to have the second level.
Dire's bottom tower.
Yeah, it's important. It's important for Zoe.
Otherwise, I'm leeching now the experience of Slark.
It's okay to do it a little bit. I mean, ideally you do this with pulling, but Sand King needs to hit level 2 as well, so he can go jungle. He kind of needs level 3 actually.
Why I thought in the beginning, do you can remember that I also hit it once his deck? I thought, okay,
Yeah.
maybe it's the wrong play to get my level 2 because it's way more important that he hits level 2.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's that bad. Ideally you don't have to do it, but it's not game losing, and I don't think it will affect the game that much.
But it's maybe better, right?
Yeah, it is better for sure. Okay, and in this case you definitely are the 5, so you don't have to worry about like getting your level 2 too quickly. So level 2 liquid fire is better when you're in the offlane and you're harassing often, but in this case like you're not really trying to do too much.
And what I should skill now, is it the ice pass level 2?
No. Almost always liquid fire.
You said level 4, right?
Yeah, and even then you don't have to in some games. Level 4 is good for 5 Jakiro just because you want some way to stun people, but it really is kind of a weak spell until you max it out, and it becomes pretty strong then. But it just doesn't do much damage, and it doesn't stun for very long at level 1.
So it's not worth it to skill it level 4 in this case, because then I went for level 2 of dual breath and then ice pad level 4, I think.
I think it's worth it to get it at level 4, yes. Like
okay, alright.
In this game specifically, it's good because they have an Enigma, and you want to be able to cancel Black Hole if you can. And Ice Path is a pretty good spell for that, so like it's pretty long range.
It was the biggest nightmare for this Enigma in this game.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's what your hero's good at.
I decided to go for Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's okay?
Yes. Mainly because of this Ember Spirit guy.
Really?
Yeah, if you use him, then you can purge your shield, which is really nice. That will save you a lot of trouble. Or you could also use defensively and stuff. Sorry, no. I completely messed up there. So Yules would have been good here, rather than Etherlens. I think the Etherlens is okay, specifically because of the Enigma. And it's good together with Yules, but I think in this game you should go Yules first, and then Etherlens.
Why? Just because we need a safe stun against...
Yeah, you want some way to set up, like your Ice Path. And you have a lot of ways to CCM, so it's okay. But I still think you would want some way to, 1, defend yourself, and 2, set up a stun. I think it's just very nice. And also it allows you to farm a little bit and scale more, even though you're the 5.
Is Etherlands okay after that?
Yes, I think so. You could also go for Blink Dagger, but Aetherlands is okay too.
I just thought that Yules is too expensive to farm for me as in 5, so I decided to go later on for that, but he's a really good farmer, but I was sure not as first item.
So I actually don't have too much experience playing Jakiro as 5, without, going to the offlane and, like, getting a lot of gold that way. Maybe it might be too expensive, and in that case you could go Aetherlens, but I think you need to go, like, Arcane Boots into Urn and Magic Wand, and then Aetherlens, so you have some HP. I think that's pretty important. I'm not sure, honestly, though. I don't like the idea of just going Aetherlens first.
Okay.
It might be good, but it's not something I have experience with.
And so those questions might be also not the most important thing in my life as a Dota player?
Probably not, yeah.
Okay. Can we go to the next one, please?
Yeah, sure. Okay. I believe it was this one.
I think we don't need to watch it. I just wanted to ask you.
Sure.
Later in the game, we had big problems against Anti-Mage and Tinker, because they constantly split pushing, and we were not able really to running out of our base and go for the 5-mans and push anymore.
Mm.
And I think it's a hard question, but how to deal with them? We just need to kill the Anti-Mage and push them, right? But
yeah,
So the only play what we can make is smoke as 3 or smoke with 2 and try to catch him, right?
Yeah, well, basically, you guys have a lot of globals up, like global heroes, so you can actually make this work. Basically, I think it has to be you, Pudge,
And
smoking.
that's it, right?
Yeah, just you and Pudge, and then Zeus and Spectre can just be off farming or like pushing as best as they can.
Okay.
And then you try to catch one of them out. You have really good catching heroes, like you and Pudge both are good at it. I think you would have benefited from a Hex this game, personally, rather than going for Lotus Orb. Lotus Orb is really good this game, for sure. But they have a lot of heroes that you need to pin down for a long period of time. So I think Hex would have been a good option here. It's much more gold, of course, but yeah.
It worked really nice with the Midas and my
Yes.
Iron Tail. So okay, but you say instead of that, okay.
Yeah, but Lotus Orb is still good, obviously, right? Because they have Lena, Anti-Mage, Tinker, all of these heroes. It's good. But you guys lack a way to pin down a hero and keep them in place, except for like Pudge Dismember. That's okay, but it's hard for him to get that off.
I also had the problem to stay alive, and that was the reason why after Blademan I went for the Lotus Orb.
Yeah.
Because Tinker always focused me, and I didn't think about the Yules, the skies. But now I still would argue I have a problem to be alive after that combinations of Quap, Venom, and Salina.
Yeah.
But
It's pretty tough.
But otherwise, you're still talking not about the 5 versus 5. What you are talking about is the pickups of Anti-Mage and Tinker, right?
Yeah, because I think there is no 5v5 without picking these heroes off after they get farm.
Yeah.
But if you find yourself with having more gold after you get Scythe, then it would be okay to get BKB. That would be totally fine.
Okay, alright. And the butterfly from Anti-Mage makes no sense.
Pretty much. I mean, it's pretty good against Spectre, actually, because, like, she went for a right-click build. So it's okay.
But does he not need Abyssal?
I mean, Abyssal is good, for sure. Like, it's obviously very good against Zeus. It's good against Spectre as well. But Butterfly is not bad.
Oh, okay, really?
Yeah. No, we talked about that last time we talked. Like, Butterfly is always okay after Manta. But in order to carry games, you probably need to go Abyssal usually. But that doesn't mean Butterfly is a bad item.
Okay, I'm glad to see that you can remember now on our last session.
Yeah. I remember specific things like that, but
Sure.
yeah.
Sure. Okay, can we go for the next one?
Yep. Okay. Okay. So your clock, you buy AC. Okay. Good bounty. I'm not a big fan of the AC. It's okay because they have like very heavy physical damage, but your team doesn't seem to benefit that much from it. Like it's only Slark really. It's not bad. Okay. So I like the Force Staff. Obviously very good against Drow. And it's okay against Pudge as well. Okay. Your question was about item builds, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think you would have benefited from a Ghost Scepter in this game. Or a Shiva's Guard. The Shiva would have been pretty good against this team. Just because like the armor is really nice, and it also helps you stick on Drow a little bit. Obviously the attack speed is always nice as well against right clickers, so I think that would have been good. So Ghost Scepter if you're very poor, Shivas if you're doing well.
So more Shivas than AC, yeah.
I think it's very good on clock.
If we would have had a second physical damage dealer, then it's changed?
Yeah, it depends on who it is, but I think that's pretty accurate.
About the AC now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. I
Okay.
think we don't need to... Which number was it? 2, 3?
2,
I
4.
wrote down watchable since minute 1 to 10 about aggression and usage of Iron Tail. Now we're running out of time. I would like to go for the next one.
Okay, sure. Alright. Your clock again. Okay.
Okay, sorry. In the last game, they gave me a sentry and an observer ward in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure where to place the sentry. Would you just place it then on the common spot to deward? I was sure I will run against... Okay, sorry. Can we go back one time?
Sure. Okay, I'll download that. So I would use the sentry to block in that case, if possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
That way, if they deward it, then it's not like that's your only vision. And put the observer ward in a normal spot. Do you want to watch this?
Yeah, okay, we can have a look.
Okay. But yeah, just using the sentry to block, and then using the observer for like safe vision would be good.
And blocking the small camp.
Yes, if you can.
'Cause
If not, you can block the hard camp, and it's totally
it was
fine.
really hard against Mirana, Vengeful, and I think that should be the game when I remind correctly. Was there a Jugger in it?
I'm not sure. We'll check.
Okay.
Okay. There was not.
No, okay.
But it was. This is still a hard lane though. It's Pot on Venge and Drow. They're just
Can I
really good
see
heroes.
Where I am? On the bottom now.
Okay. So.
Okay, now I can remember, yeah. So, what to do with the sentry in this case?
In this case, you would probably the best place is to block this camp. So you can just either put it right in the camp, or you can put it in here. Even just on the edge is fine too. But
But this observer ward also blocks the camp.
Yep. Yeah. No, you can do this as well.
Is it a good one?
I think it's okay. Yeah. Like it gives
What
you
I've
vision
done
here.
with the sentry?
If you put this observer here, then I don't know honestly. You can save it for when like supports are going to put sentries down for bounty. That's fine. But yeah, if you put this observer here, obviously you don't need the sentry as well, unless you want to like mind game them or something.
And is it maybe too much to go then for the sentry in the small camp?
It depends, right? Like it depends on where people are positioned. If nobody is here, then yeah, it's totally fine. But in most cases, people are just going to run right away, and it'll be tough.
Is it worth it to go then for a TP?
Not in pubs, I don't think, honestly. I think you can get away with just like laning normally as clock. It's okay to do that for sure, but I don't think you have to.
How to deal with the aggression against Vengeful in this case?
1 sec before I forget about it. One thing you can do with these two wards, now that I think about it, is you can put the sentry here, or put the sentry like here-ish, or just somewhere where it still blocks, and that way, like when the supports goes to D ward, you can maybe like fight for it, and then put your observer ward here, like the middle of this fire camp, basically, like just to the left, and that blocks, and it gives you good vision as well. That's something you can do with those two. But
and when they fight against it, you mean they will not see me going there? Because usually when I go for this thing you just mentioned, they have vision on me when I place them on the.
Yeah,
when I place them from bottom or even from top, it doesn't matter. And sometimes it get dewarded then, so I don't like this spot that much, just because I don't have the time for placing it.
Yeah, it definitely depends on what's going on. That's just something you can do. I meant when they fight for it, like they try to like deward the ward that they think is around here, like this area, because like the camp is blocked, right? So they're gonna try to deward somewhere if they don't see you. So yeah. Okay, to answer your Venge aggression question, pretty much the answer is just like block the camp or block the creeps and don't get in this situation in the first place.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Wait, did you not cog block?
Yeah, I said after I blocked the first, as you can see, I did it. I think I did it.
Okay.
Oh no, I messed completely up. Usually that works quite good since I
No, it's okay.
practiced it, I think. Exactly what I mean is the aggression later on, after Wenge went to me. So,
Okay. I'm trying to figure out what you mean. Like right here?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you don't have a stealth shield, so it's hard for you to trade. I think in this case, because she has Drow Aura as well, you just need to play a little bit safe and like keep blocking and trying to get XP. You have a movement speed advantage on her, so you can just run around like very quickly and just like kite her almost like around the tree line and just be annoying. And I think that's the best thing you can do rather than just trying to trade. At least until you get battery assaults, if you decide to go for that.
I went for the Ring of Protection because I thought they're gonna 3-lane that.
Yeah, that's good.
And then I just would skill the rocket 2 times.
Okay. So it's not bad to do that. Oh, you went battery assault. Okay, good.
Yeah, but then I changed my mind since Bounty was top and we had a 2 versus 2. Basically.
Yep. I think that's the better option in this case because you have Bounty. Your first plan was very good though. That's what you kind of have to do against this lane, assuming it's 1v3 like you expected. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is all fine. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Get 2 in battery assault. It's totally fine. It's pretty tough to go for a Drow because she's gonna sit in lane. But yeah, okay. So this isn't bad because you had to help Bounty in a sense, but I think he would have been okay here just because of the way their sentry is positioned. Basically, like they do stuff in lane here, so they're probably not going to go for Bounty. So or they're probably not going to be able to get Bounty afterwards. So there's no reason to go too ham here. I think he would have been fine.
So just check his cooldown maybe and then decide if I need to go, or do you mean even without going invisible they are not able to kill him?
Well, I don't think they're able to kill him because like they very clearly had a sentry in lane, right? Like he just showed here, and he was hitting them, and he was still getting hit around here. So I think he would have lived. Maybe now looking at it, it might have been pretty close, but I think he would have been out of sentry range by the time.
Okay.
By the time you got there.
He wasn't invis, but maybe just a bug.
Oh, was he not invis really? Okay, hold on. No, he was invis here.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh wait, what the hell? It might have been a bug because he just used a tango here. Okay, so yeah, he wasn't invis. Okay, he was just being dumb, I guess.
He hitted them.
Yeah. So right here he
That's
hits.
way too much. We even if we go for that, we cannot tank them, and with the range creep, it's not a good play, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a good play.
Just
You guys.
wait until Venge is out of position and then
Yeah.
we go for it.
Yeah, that's the way you do it for sure. Yeah, it was bad for him to force it. I don't really have too much to say about it. Okay, yeah, he really messes up, but yeah.
So and I realized, okay, maybe I should just rush instead of going for my boots now. I should just rush for Iron Tail.
Yep.
And try to farm bottom and only come on top when the wave is pushing in. Is that the correct play?
Yes, you just want to get your 6 as fast as possible, and if these guys are good, they're just going to deny these creeps a lot.
So just Iron Tail then?
Yep. Nope, that was the correct play. For sure.
Okay, can we go for the next one?
Sure. I can do one more.
Is it okay for you?
Yeah. No, I have time for one more, but I have to go pretty soon here.
Okay.
So, okay.
Which one? Wait one moment.
Yep.
Which number is the last one? The 4? Yeah. How to deal with first 10 minutes? Exactly.
Okay. I'm assuming you're talking about the lane, like just how you're supposed to lane against these heroes.
Yeah.
Never ever get shackled because you die. That's literally the only way. You get arrowed, assuming they're playing well. You get spun on, you just die. So you can't ever get shackled, or you can do some kind of play where you bait the shackle, but at the same time he's shackling, you put cogs down, so that.
Does this work, buddy?
Yeah, no, you can do it. Like it's basically like you have to cast cogs before he shackles, right? Because otherwise it doesn't work. But if you do that, then like they can't kill you, unless they get the arrow off, in which case it's tough. But that's something you can do.
Yeah.
Definitely a hard
then,
lane.
And then just Ring of Protection.
Yeah,
Rockets,
yeah, you go totally passive. You have no kill
and
potential on
Iron
this
Tail.
lane. Yep.
And then Boots after Iron Tail, or immediate. So then Triangle Boots.
Yeah, you can go Tranquils after that. Or I like to go Brown Boots into 4 staff if I'm playing against like other stuff, yeah.
But how do you survive on a longer term, and if you go for this Iron Tail gameplay? I have still problems with my HP. Do you eating Tango Sand the whole time, or do you wait like 3 times until you really go into these camps?
Yeah, you don't tank too much damage intentionally. And also you can just go back to base a lot. Like if you're not level 6, you're not going to be doing anything anyway. Just make sure you have a TP and go back to base and heal. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, there is a way you can lane against this lane if Mirana is not there, and that's you can try to go aggressive on Shadow Shaman with battery assaults. That way, like if you get him in a cogs, it's likely a kill if you're level 3. But good players won't allow you to do that, so probably best not to go for that kind of strategy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. So that's pretty much it for the laning phase. I mean, it really is as simple as like either kill Shadow Shaman or never get shackled or you die. Yeah.
And Ursa was framing me. He was a 6.2 player. Or 6.1, I don't know.
Okay.
And he said you will die 5 times. Don't pick Clockwork. He's so weak and blah blah blah. But you saying basically if I do it correct, I also can reach like 6k only by playing Clock. Or with playing Clockwork?
I mean, I think if you play it perfectly, then yes, you can do that. But
Okay.
Clock is definitely not a good hero for climbing and matchmaking points. If that's what you want to do, then Clock is not your hero.
Really?
I think he's a good hero for sure, but I don't think he's a hero that's like you pick him and then you have a high chance of winning games like OD or Omni Knight or something. Yeah, I
Hmm.
think he's a very strong hero though, for sure. Especially in competitive play.
But you mean like Enchantress would be the better pick?
Yeah, because Enchantress can directly impact fights in terms of damage, and she can push and farm well and scale well. Whereas Clock, like, he scales well, but not in the sense that like he gets farm and then kills an entire
Yeah,
enemy
he
team.
cannot how to say, he cannot uh, carry games by himself.
Right. And maybe he can like do very well and like impact the games a lot, but he can't like literally 1v5 like an
But
Enchantress can.
in the early 5K stages, I should be able to win a lot of games with Clockwork as well, right?
It
You don't think so?
depends. It really depends on like how well you play. If Universe plays Clockwork, for example, he can probably win like 60 to 70% of his games at 5K. Um, I wouldn't say it's like 100% though, by any means.
Okay. Hmm.
And
Mm,
I think 60 is like a pretty high number too. Just so you know, like that's a high win rate for sure.
but even for Universe, I would expect that he have higher chances with Clockwork. You don't think so?
I'm not totally convinced. I mean, maybe he
Okay.
would, but
Okay.
he's really not like the best solo matchmaking here. That's just all there is to it.
What do you think about Tidehunter?
I think Tide is really good. And I think he's a good pub hero as well.
Hmm.
Tide is different because he can farm very quickly and he can scale really well. Um, Whereas like Clock can scale well, but he doesn't farm that quickly.
Okay, and what about Earthshaker for that? Is it the same problem like with Clock?
It depends. Like Earthshaker can win games like on his own just because you can gank at level 1. Like he comes online at level 1 because he has Fissure. Um, so it's a little different in that case, but it's still like in games where you don't get many kills, he has the same issue as Clockwork. Or a similar issue anyway, if you have a
Yeah.
bad lane.
Okay. So, last question.
Mhm.
Do you think that my knowledge about Dota is quite good, or is at least not the usual 5K starting thing, or what do you think about it?
Um, uh, it's hard for me to tell because like I only ever experience your knowledge in the form of questions, right? So
Mm,
I've never actually been in a game with you and like played with you and see how you can apply it in game. I'm only looking
okay.
at your replays and stuff. So I mean, I think like I can tell you're a 5K player by talking to you. Um,
I'm sorry.
I can tell you're a 5K player by talking to you. Like you clearly didn't buy your MMR. That's obvious to me.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me to say if you're like smarter than other people though,
Sure.
for sure.
But what I need to learn, in your opinion, where I really need to improve, because I tried to figure it out, and obviously I didn't climb MMR in the last 3 months,
Hmm.
even when I was researching and studying a lot Dota.
Hmm. Well, the problem with like improving is it comes in spurts generally.
I'm
Um,
sorry.
it comes in spurts generally, so like every now and then you have big spikes of improvement rather than constant like 0.5% improvements over time. Um, like maybe you learn something new and you improve in that sense, but if you can't apply it, then it doesn't matter that much. I
If I
think
cannot, what?
if you can't apply it, then like
Yeah.
apply it in game, then it
Mm,
doesn't matter so much. Um,
mm,
it's tough for me to say like what you need to improve on specifically. I think, I mean, the general answer is just like not making mistakes because there are some times where you'll give up a free kill or something like that, and when
mm.
you're playing support, there's not too much room for error in that case. Um, I think I would have to watch more support games, but yeah. Also, like this isn't an improvement thing, but you don't play a lot of heroes that increase your MMR like naturally, like just by picking OD. If you're a 5K player, then you can increase your MMR to like 5.5K if you're a good core player. Whereas you
Mm.
play Clockwork, and I don't think that's a problem. I think that's totally fine. But if you're worried about the MMR thing, then I don't think you should play the heroes that you're playing, or at least not Clockwork. Oh yeah,
Okay.
you tend not to play heroes that like directly impact the game. Like for example, Bounty Hunter or what's another support hero like Chen
So
or
Bounty Hunter
Enigma?
would be amazing snowballing hero.
Yes, for sure. And
So, do you think Ench is okay for that?
yes, she's excellent.
But I really like to play hard supports, and if I do my job better than the other supports, then I should naturally increase, right?
Yeah, no, it will just be much slower than if you were to play core or a snowballing hero.
Yeah, and that's also what I'm thinking. That I just should play. So in the last 3 months, I've played like 50 games.
Mhm.
So 50 games was my main account. I mean.
Yeah.
So just playing a lot of games, and if I'm successful, have like 51% win rate, then I will naturally increase, right?
Yes.
Okay, that sounds maybe too easy, but
Yeah.
that's it. Isn't
Oh,
it?
yeah. No, that is it. Um, I mean, it is that simple if you just break it up like that. But yeah. So
Okay.
I'm not sure what my advice is though. Honestly, like, play better is not very helpful. Like me telling you to just be more consistent or just play better. That's not a helpful thing to say. So that's what I'm struggling with. But that's all I can come up with really. I'd say like because you play such defensive heroes like Abaddon, Vengeful, Clockwork. I guess Clockwork is not really defensive like after 6, but I think you understand my point. It's harder for you to directly impact games, whereas like you're more prone to variance because like you're more reliant on your teammates. Whereas if you were playing heroes like Chen or Enigma or Bounty, heroes that are still supports, but take a little bit more space and can also push by themselves or directly impact fights. I think you'd be better off in terms of like purely from an MMR standpoint.
Okay. And at the end, MMR is that what matters. No. Okay.
Well, maybe.
Okay. So it's not that I don't feel like I have huge improvements with your advices or with your coaching sessions.
Mhm.
It's just that I'm getting a little bit frustrated, but I think I should just play more, and maybe it will just naturally increase. So
Yeah.
I think that's it. I've learned a lot in the last sessions, just in my rotations, and a lot of things where I feel insecure. You gave me more confidence about the questions.
Mhm.
There's many things I think I'm doing right, and yeah, I just keep doing that, and then we will see.
Yeah. No, I do
Or
think that
maybe
you
we
will.
will see each other in a game. What?
Maybe if I play on European servers or you play on NA for sure.
What you wanted to say? There was a point, I think.
Yeah. No, I think I mean, you'll eventually even out, right? Like if you play 50 games and maybe you lose 30 that time. If you play 50 more games, maybe you win 30 and then it evens out there. That's just how the progression system works or the MMR system works. If you're playing heroes that are not as high impact anyway. Okay.
All right.
Well, yeah, I hope this was helpful, man.
Yeah, sure, it was.
Okay.
Then
Well,
see you next week.
sure. Okay.
Okay. Thank
Talk to you later.
Have a good one.
Peace.